Melanie from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for September 2021. Hey Taurus, so there's been a lot going on. You definitely chose one path over the other under that new moon in Leo in July. You did listen to your heart, you did listen to your soul, but now it's time to actually roll up your sleeves, to get your hands dirty, to make things happen in the physical realm. We have the new moon in Virgo taking place on the 6th. And a new moon, of course, wants us to plant seeds of new visions, new intentions, new chapters, new cycles. And because this is Virgo energy, an earth sister sign to you, this is about the changes that need to take place in our physical realms. We have to reorganize, restructure our day-to-day lives, including our environments. This is time to clean things up, to get organized, to put things in its place, to give ourselves a clean slate to make the transition into the new cycles that we are looking to manifest. This is also a huge focus on reminding yourself the vision, the reason why you're following your heart, the reason why you're being called to make such major changes and decisions, and to really just recognize that your mental perspective, your mental focus should be on all the good feels, all of the good vision, all of the good dreams at the end of what is going to be a very dramatic adjustment period. There is high probability of a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry, a lot of uncertainty as you move through this next chapter of change. The new moon in Virgo wants you to focus on the health and wellness of your mental narrative, the health and wellness of your physical body, not pushing your physical body to a breaking point in rearranging, reorganizing, and restructuring your physical realm. The 5th house wants you to be in alignment to the vision and goal that inspired you to make these changes, but to also keep the energy playful, light and fluffy, and really fun in what could be a very heavy, a very serious time. On the 10th, we have Venus, your ruler, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, money, pleasure, and long-term planning, moving into Scorpio, your total opposite sign. So Scorpio energy sits across from Tauran energy. Scorpio energy is a water sign. It is very connected to emotions. It is very connected to transforming ourselves through emotions. And because your ruler Venus is all about love, relationships, happiness, joy, and finances, you best believe that this is going to be a very revealing time. Venus in Scorpio wants us to focus on our personal relationships, our soul connections, our intimate connections, and really do a deep dive into our psyche, into our heart space to see why it is we think and feel the way that we do about particular people. Now, Venus in Scorpio is also going to take us into the depths of our darkness and our shadow selves and show us a brand new light on our relationships, on our own worth and value that we see within ourselves, our own abilities to really tap into the skills and talents that we have available to us to, of course, create as much happiness and as much joy as possible. Venus in Scorpio is going to be illuminating the 7th house for you. The 7th house is relationships. It's how we share ourselves with other people. And because this is already going to be a little bit uncomfortable of an energy for your ruler to be in, you best believe that this is going to illuminate some of these dramatic changes that you're looking to make into your life in order to be closer to the people that make you feel good. This is really validating for us, the people in our lives that are pouring into us the same way that we are pouring into them, and really validating for us that the major changes that we're making to our physical realms, to our future plans, are because of the relationships that we deem of value. On the 14th, we are going to have Mars move into Libra. So Mars is the god of war. He rules over our physical energy, our drive, our passion, our desire, and even our anger. He's been kind of stunted and stalled out well in Virgo, very restless, very angry, very aggressive, that he can't make as many moves as he would like. Of course, it had to be thinking about logical and practical, strategic and calculated ways of getting from where it is that we're at to where it is that we want to be. So Mars now moving into Libra is going to be a great energy for us to be a little bit aggressive in speaking our piece, in advocating for ourselves, doing what is right for us, doing what is right for our personal relationships that we need to fight for. Mars in Libra is all about justice, all about doing what is fair, all about finding balance, not only in our relationships, but in our values, especially where our finances are concerned. So Mars moving into Libra is going to be illuminating your 6th house. The 6th house is where we reorganize, restructure our day-to-day lives, our day-to-day tasks, our chores, in order to be more supportive of where it is that our mental health needs to be. The 6th house also wants us to make some major moves and take some major action in restructuring our day-to-day lives so that we are really recognizing where it is that our own health and wellness is the most important. We have to be making time for ourselves as well as turning up and being of service to other people. The 6th house does apply a little bit of healing to our mental narrative that, again, has been very dark, very weighted in fears and insecurities. And Mars being a little bit aggressive and being a lot more of an advocate for what is fair and what is right will help us see both sides of the coin and put us in a perfect position to balance the scales in all it is that we do on a daily basis. On the 20th, we have the full moon taking place in Pisces. So the full moon, of course, wants us to end things, wants us to close the door on certain topics and themes. And in order to figure out what those topics and themes are, we have to rewind to about February of this year. We came into this year with a lot of different perspectives, information, dreams, and visions than what it is that we're currently looking at now. We've had to release a lot. We've had to grieve a lot of things that we were not able to bring into this present day. The Piscean energy is super sensitive. It's when we have to tap into our spiritual selves and recognize that soul contracts are at play. A lot of what took place that we, kind of struggled with emotionally back at the beginning of the year has now reached a halfway marker. This full moon in Pisces is asking us to connect to our higher selves, to connect to our intuition, to dream and hold a vision for what it is that we're now pursuing based off of what it is that is in our heart and soul to pull us in a different direction. The full moon in Pisces is illuminating your 11th house, and the 11th house is new connections, new community, new network, new groups of people. Pay attention to who is coming into your life at this particular point in time because they are of like mind. They are here to help encourage and support this next chapter for you. And basically, this is asking you to release a lot of the heartache, a lot of the grief, a lot of the darkness that you came into the beginning of the year with. On the 22nd, we are going to have Libra season begin. This will also be illuminating your 6th house. I'll tell you, your 6th house, which is your day-to-day tasks, your routines, your health and wellness, your mental health, is definitely under spotlight this month. You're rearranging, you're reorganizing, you're restructuring a lot of the elements in your day-to-day tasks, routines, health and wellness sector that is going to be a solid base for you to grow upon as we move into this next chapter. So Libra season is light, it is fluffy, it's putting a lot of pressure on the mental plane. We are feeling a lot more excitable. We are looking at pros and cons of the decisions that we currently have on the table. We're able to fight for what is right. Libra season really wants us to find a balance point in what has been very extreme areas of our life. And because Libra season is very focused on justice, doing what is right, doing what is fair, there's also a lot of negotiation, a lot of contracts coming up, especially connected to the physical home, the daily routine, and of course, what is setting us up for this brand new chapter. There's a lot of negotiation going on, a lot of restructuring in your finances, and this is really going to help illuminate the pros and cons and help you speak very confidently, very clear about what it is that you want to see happen with the new changes taking place. There's a huge element of healing coming for us towards the end of September. This likely will be illuminating for you where it is that new foundations in your daily routine, in your relationship, in your career, and in your finances are taking form. Because you have a new dream, because you have a new vision that you're pursuing, a lot of the old foundations and old attachments will be disrupted, destroyed, and put to death in order for a new vision to take over, where new connections, new personal relationships, new ways of engaging with the skills and talents that you have in order to create an income, and of course your financial security will be entering into a brand new cycle. Yes, this is an adjustment period. Yes, it doesn't feel good. Yes, you're not one for change, but holding the vision in your head and in your heart of the end result that you actually want to find yourself in will help you deal with the major changes that are taking place and help you adapt that much easier. On the 27th, we have Mercury, the ruler of the mental plane, going retrograde in Libra. Again, this is a huge spotlight on your 6th house. This to me screams that there's going to be a lot of moving parts this month. There's going to be a lot of adjustments. There's going to be a lot of change. And just when we think that we have a plan together, just when we think that all of our ducks are in a row, Mercury going retrograde will slow down our thinking, will make us re-look at a couple of things, revise our plans, re-edit the path forward. Now, this might sound a little bit scary, but it's all for the greater good. We might throw ourselves so far into change that we become extreme again. Again, that Libran energy tends to put us in extremes in order for us to find our way back to a balanced grounding point. Mercury going retrograde in Libra will likely have us revisiting, revamping, reorganizing, restructuring the progress, the change that has already taken place by the end of the month. We are going to have to maybe revisit some contracts, renegotiate some terms, really readdress some of the extreme topics and issues coming up in our personal relationships in order for us to find a much more solid, grounded footing for us to move forward on. So some of the things, some of the messages that the universal guides would like for you to concentrate on as we float throughout the month of September. First and foremost, get a grip on your mental narrative. The perspective that you have, the information that you have, the narrative that you're allowing to loop in your head is one of fear, one of insecurity, one of uncertainty. Please remember the reason of why you wanted to make these changes in the first place. Really dive into your heart, dive into your soul, and remind yourself each and every single day what the end goal is and what it is that you want it to be. Change is very hard for you, and I'm very proud of you for even attempting it in the first place. However, don't let things get out of control. Don't let negative Nancy take over. Hold on to the happiness in your heart space, the vision that you're looking to manifest, and allow that to actually help you with the transition that is going to be rocky, is going to be bumpy. They're talking about recognizing where it is that old foundations have to be let go of in order for new foundations to actually be built. They're talking about recognizing that the grand scheme of things taking place right now are to align you with those that matter. We're looking at the group, we're looking at the team, we're looking at the unit instead of just looking at you, the individual. a lot of the things that you are making changes to, a lot of the things that you are currently sacrificing are because you want to come together with the relationships of value in a much more connected way. So recognize that the changes taking place in your physical reality at this time are 100% for the greater group, for the greater good. The last thing that they want you to focus on is that you are walking away from an old cycle, from an old chapter. This is something that, you have kind of decided upon, you have initiated change about. And again, just a reminder that packing up and leaving a very important chapter of your life, although it is the right move to make, can definitely bring up and trigger a lot of emotions that you didn't think you were going to have. This would be another great reminder to hold on to the positive vision, the end goal, the happiness, the excitement, the spark of new adventures. This is going to be a positive change for you. This is going to be a brand new cycle for you to really dive into. And I think that after the bulk of the changes take place, you are going to find yourself so happy, so joyful, so light, and so free that all of the change, all of the drama, all of the awkward adjustment periods will 100% be worth it. So that's all I have for you for this month, Taurus. I hope you have a beautiful month, and we'll talk to you soon.